Injury, surgery, or illness can set you back, but you don't have to recover alone. At Artesia General Hospital, our rehabilitation services team provides physical, occupational, and speech therapy to help you regain strength, mobility, and confidence. Take the next step toward recovery. Call 575-736-8174 today to schedule an appointment and get back to living life to the fullest. Some wounds need expert care to heal properly. At Artesia General Hospital's Wound Care and Hyperbaric Medicine Center, we use advanced treatments like hyperbaric oxygen therapy to help chronic wounds heal faster. If you or a loved one has a wound that won't heal, call 575-736-8235 today and take the first step toward recovery.
Bob Reed Pest Control protects you and your home by controlling pests that invade. Bob Reed Pest Control understands the importance of safety in and around your home from unwanted pests. Protect your family's most important investment, your home, and protect your children and pets from the dangers of poisonous bugs and insects. Call Bob Reed Pest Control today and let our fully licensed pest control professionals start working for you and your family. Find us fast in names and numbers. Call 623-5344, serving all of Southeast New Mexico.
Central Valley Electric is continually learning and advancing technology that improves electric service, reliability, and safety, and in turn enhancing the quality of life for members that we serve in our local communities. CVE offers an account management program called Smart Hub that allows members to track their usage, set up convenient pay methods, and the ability to manage their energy use with smart technologies. A secure system such as Smart Hub is an easy tool to use. To sign up, visit cvecoop.org and click Smart Hub to get started.
Maybe your AC unit needs a little tender loving care. If you don't know where to turn, then you don't know Jack.
Fergalicious.
In fact, they're downright funky.
Fergalicious.
Let the boys at Fergie's Plumbing and Heating get your AC unit ice cold, just like some of my lady friends. Don't let any fool make you lose your cool. Fergie's Plumbing and Heating. If you don't know Fergie, then you don't know Jack. 622-2660.
Fergalicious.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin & Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin & Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin & Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
Picture this. You're behind the wheel of a John Deere compact tractor. You're effortlessly breaking ground, moving piles of rocks just by moving a lever, and enjoying the sun as you clear brush across your pasture. We could keep trying to put you in the moment, but to really understand what this feels like, you just have to get in the seat.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia and Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
At Richland Motors, it's never been easier to sell or trade your current car, truck, or SUV for a newer model to hit the road in. Even if you don't purchase from Richland, they want to buy your vehicle for top dollar. But if you do buy from Richland, don't forget, they're the home of the powertrain warranty for life. That's a whole lot of confidence for you. See Richland for details. 2nd and Sycamore and 1309 Southeast Main.
So your pecans aren't as big and bountiful as they used to be? Well, what would Jim Gill do?
Hi, this is Ben from Roswell Seed Company. Few people knew as much about pecans as Jim Gill. And if he were here today, he'd tell you it was time to fertilize. He'd tell you just what you need and show you how to use it. Then he'd make some joke about your neighbors making fun of your nuts.
So when there's trouble with your pecans, head for Roswell Seed Company and ask them, what would Jim Gill do?
Wakefield Oil Company is a name you can rely on, with full service at the pump the way it used to be. You can expect service in just 15 seconds. They offer bulk fuel and oil services and even diesel exhaust fluid. Wakefield Oil Company will deliver to farms, ranches, dairies, the oil fields, and more with dependable service you can count on. So the next time you need service or delivery, go with the name that locals have trusted since 1983. Wakefield Oil Company, 311 South Virginia in Roswell. Let them earn your business.
In a medical emergency, every second counts. Artesia General Hospital's emergency department is open 24/7, staffed with highly trained professionals ready to provide life-saving care when you need it most. Don't wait. When minutes matter, trust Artesia General Hospital. Quality emergency care close to home. Learn more at artesiageneral.com. When managing a chronic illness, access to the right treatments makes all the difference. Artesia General Hospital's Infusion Center provides IV therapy and biologic treatments, so you don't have to travel far for care.
So your pecans aren't as big and bountiful as they used to be? Well, what would Jim Gill do?
Hi, this is Ben from Russell Seed Company. Few people knew as much about pecans as Jim Gill. And if he were here today, he'd tell you it was time to fertilize. He'd tell you just what you need and show you how to use it. Then he'd make some joke about your neighbors making fun of your nuts.
So when there's trouble with your pecans, head for Roswell Seed Company and ask them, what would Jim Gill do?
Wakefield Oil Company is a name you can rely on with full service at the pump the way it used to be. You can expect service in just 15 seconds. They offer bulk fuel and oil services and even diesel exhaust fluid. Wakefield Oil Company will deliver to farms, ranches, dairies, the oil fields, and more with dependable service you can count on. So the next time you need service or delivery, go with the name that locals have trusted since 1983. Wakefield Oil Company, 311 South Virginia in Roswell. Let them earn your business.
In a medical emergency, every second counts. Artesia General Hospital's emergency department is open 24/7, staffed with highly trained professionals ready to provide life-saving care when you need it most. Don't wait. When minutes matter, trust Artesia General Hospital. Quality emergency care close to home. Learn more at artesiageneral.com. When managing a chronic illness, access to the right treatments
At Richland Motors, it's never been easier to sell or trade your current car, truck, or SUV for a newer model to hit the road in. Even if you don't purchase from Richland, they want to buy your vehicle for top dollar. But if you do buy from Richland, don't forget, they're the home of the powertrain warranty for life. That's a whole lot of confidence for you. See Richland for details. 2nd and Sycamore and 1309 Southeast Main.
So your pecans aren't as big and bountiful as they used to be? Well, what would Jim Gill do?
Hi, this is Ben from Russell Seed Company. Few people knew as much about pecans as Jim Gill. And if he were here today, he'd tell you it was time to fertilize. He'd tell you just what you need and show you how to use it. Then he'd make some joke about your neighbors making fun of your nuts.
So when there's trouble with your pecans, head for Roswell Seed Company and ask them, what would Jim Gill do?
Wakefield Oil Company is a name you can rely on with full service at the pump the way it used to be. You can expect service in just 15 seconds. They offer bulk fuel and oil services and even diesel exhaust fluid. Wakefield Oil Company will deliver to farms, ranches, dairies, the oil fields, and more with dependable service you can count on. So the next time you need service or delivery, go with the name that locals have trusted since 1983. Wakefield Oil Company, 311 South Virginia in Roswell. Let them earn your business.
In a medical emergency, every second counts. Artesia General Hospital's emergency department is open 24/7, staffed with highly trained professionals ready to provide life-saving care when you need it most. Don't wait. When minutes matter, trust Artesia General Hospital. Quality emergency care close to home. Learn more at artesiageneral.com. When managing a chronic illness, access to the right treatments makes all the difference. Artesia General Hospital's Infusion Center provides IV therapy and biologic treatments, so you don't have to travel far for care. Expert infusion therapy, right here in Artesia.
Hello, baseball fans. Joby Hodling here on KSVPTV.com, and we are in Rio Rancho, New Mexico at the Sal Puentes Baseball Tournament. And the first game today that I'm going to get to call is Rio Rancho hosting the host team, hosting the Goddard Rockets. And the games earlier today went like this. Academy fell to La Cueva. Artesia and Cleveland will come up after our game here, and I'll be here with that, both on KSVPTV.com and KSVP Radio. St. Pius and Carlsbad. Carlsbad 10-run, ruled them, got that win. And now we've got the Goddard and Rio Rancho game, which is the game 3 of the day. Artesia and Cleveland are game 4. Starting lineup for the Goddard Rockets, leading off and playing shortstop, number 2, Errol Aguilar. Number 6 is Porter Wakefield, playing center field and batting second. And number 7, Cameron Brown, is playing third base and batting in the 3-hole. For the defense for Rio Rancho, Anthony Knoll, Chase Rivera, and Micah Takahashi left to right. Adrian Veros, Wyatt Tinker, Braden Bustillos, and Logan Sundstrom. Third to first, the catcher is number 11, Jackson Roybal, and the pitcher, number 17, Richard Reifenberger. So stepping in for the Goddard Rockets to lead things off here on a beautiful Thursday afternoon is Errol Aguilar, the shortstop for the Goddard Rockets. And here's the first pitch from Reifenberger. Called, strike 1, right down the middle. So 0-1 the count. Again on deck is Porter Wakefield, and in the hole, Cameron Brown for the Rockets. Reifenberger ready to go. Here's the wind and the pitch. Just a bit high. I thought he was going to raise his hand, but he did not. So 1-1 now the count to Aguilar. Batting from the right side, steps back in, ready to go. Reifenberger with the wind and the pitch. That's called strike 2. Caught the outside edge. Really the outside third. Good fastball. So the catcher, Roybal, had set there, and that's right where he threw it. He's thrown all fastballs at this point. He's going to set up on that outside edge again. Here's the pitch. I thought it was the same pitch, just a little bit wide. So good eye there from Aguilar. That's a tough one to lay off of when you got 2 strikes, but he was able to. So 2-2 the count now. Reifenberger back to work. Here's the pitch. Curveball, and he got him to chase. That had a really nice break on it. Broke away, and Aguilar took a cut at it but couldn't come up with anything, so he strikes out. That's out number 1, and that'll bring number 6, Porter Wakefield, the center fielder, to the plate for the Goddard Rockets, as he'll step in on the right side to face Reifenberger for the first time today. Here's the wind in the pitch. Swing and a miss on a good fastball, just on the outside third. So 0-1 the count. As I said, beautiful day here. A little bit of a breeze, and it's blowing a little bit in from right field, but not terrible. Curveball broke and caught the middle of the plate. Really nice breaking ball there for Reifenberger. Strike 2. Wakefield steps back in, and this pitcher, Reifenberger, works quickly. I like that. Swing and a miss. Got him on a fastball that kind of ran in a little bit. Not real hard in on him, but enough that took a big cut and come up empty. So 3 straight there to the number 2 hitter, Wakefield, and got him. And that'll bring our 3-hitter, third baseman, number 7, Cameron Brown, to the plate. Cameron bats from the right side. He'll step in. Reifenberger, again, working very fast, setting on that outside corner Roybal, and he throws it out there too far. Ball 1. During warm-ups, Reifenberger's cap kept popping off. He wears it a little loose or a little on top of his head. It looks like this must be loose because he's got it pulled down. Here's the 1-0. Swing, fouled it straight back on a good fastball. Strike 1, 1-1 now the count. On deck is a cleanup batter, number 8, Brady Dewar. He's the second baseman. And in the hole, number 11, Marcos Rodriguez, the DH for the Rockets, trying to get a 2-out rally going. Just a little bit high down the middle. 2-1 now to Brown. See where Roybal sets up this time. He's going to set up on that outside edge. Curveball, a little bit high, didn't break quite enough, and was a little bit in. So 3-1 now for Brown as he's trying to get a 2-out rally going here for the Rockets. Reifenberger already ready to go. He's asking for it right in the middle. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fly ball off and out of play to the right side for just a long foul ball strike. Well, the count remains full. Or actually, that took it full. So full count now. And here's the wind and the payoff pitch with 2 down. Swing and a miss. Got him on a high heater, kind of inside. And so he strikes out the side. No hits, no runs, no errors. Nobody left on base. As we head into the bottom of the first inning, it is 0-0. We'll be back in about 1 minute.
To be. You can expect service in just 15 seconds. They offer bulk fuel and oil services and even diesel exhaust fluid. Wakefield Oil Company will deliver to farms, ranches, dairies, the oil fields, and more with dependable service you can count on. So the next time you need service or delivery, go with the name that locals have trusted since 1983. Wakefield Oil Company, 311 South Virginia in Roswell. Let them earn your business.
In a medical emergency, every second counts. Artesia General Hospital's emergency department is open 24/7, staffed with highly trained professionals ready to provide life-saving care when you need it most. Don't wait. When minutes matter, trust Artesia General Hospital. Quality emergency care close to home. Learn more at artesiageneral.com. When managing a chronic illness, access to the right treatments makes all the difference. Artesia General Hospital's Infusion Center provides IV therapy and biologic treatments, so you don't have to travel far for care.
Welcome back here to KSVPTV.com. The Goddard Rockets and the Rio Rancho Rams here in Game 3 of the day. The Rockets out in the field at shortstop, or I'm going to go around the horn here. Cameron Brown is at third, Ariel Aguilar at second, shortstop, Brady Dewar at second, and Donovan Davis over at first. Nathan Herrera in left, Porter Wakefield in center, and Jose Porras out in right field with Jaden Fuentes catching Carmelo Ortega. Ortega wears number 21. Rockets wearing their gray unis with the baby blue numbers and letters and socks. I was looking around. I think they've all got on the high socks. Some of them had a little black on them. Some of them are all baby blue. And it's a lefty, Carmelo Ortega, and he'll face Jason Roybal, the catcher, to lead things off here for the Rams as Ortega, they took too long, and Roybal called timeout, so everybody will reset here. Looks like Ortega will go from the windup. The big lefty. Here's the wind and the pitch. Right down the middle, called strike one. So 0-1 to count to Roybal. On deck is the DH, number 12, Dean Ellison, and in the hole, the shortstop, number 9, Wyatt Tinker. Here's the wind and the pitch. Swing and a foul ball off and out of play to the right side for strike two. Bright sunny day here in Rio Rancho, New Mexico. The Rams have on white unis with pinstripes, black slack on their sleeves. Here's the pitch. He got him. Whoa. I thought that was strike three, but I guess just missed outside. That was a good pitch. Ball 1-2 now the count. As Ortega takes a look in, now he's into the windup and the pitch. Ran it in on him, and it's ball 2. 2-2 now the count. 0-0 if you're just now joining us. And now we've got a coach coming out of Goddard. The head coach for Goddard comes out and is asking, he saw his number and he thought it was a different number. That happened to me earlier when I was looking out there on the field. The Rio Rancho numbers are big, but they can. I thought he was I thought he was wearing number 17. Kind of looked like a 7, the 1 and the 1, but it's not. It's number 11. It looked like 77. That curveball misses inside for ball 3. So full count now to Roybal. As Ortega gets the ball back and ready to go here. Long look in. And the wind and the pitch. Got him to chase it. It was up. Fouls it off to the right side, so the count will remain full. Pretty good pitch there. He didn't think he could lay off of it, so he's afraid it might be called a strike. I think it was probably a ball, but a good cut there by Roybal. Ortega back to work. Here's the wind and the pitch. Swing. It's a drive out to center field. And Wakefield will take about 5 steps in and catch it, and that is out. Number 1 on just a line drive straight out there to center field. Plenty of time to get to it. Took 3 or 4 or 5 steps in, made the catch, and threw it in. That's going to bring number 12, Dean Ellison, to the plate, batting from the left side. He's the DH for the Rams. So he'll step in, and his glove has got a lot. He didn't tighten one of his gloves. It looks funny. It's all hanging. All right, here's the wind in the pitch. Lefty versus lefty. Fastball runs it away. Ball one is outside. On deck is Wyatt Tinker, the shortstop. In the hole is first baseman Logan Sundstrom. Here's the wind in the 1-0. Again, runs the fastball outside. So the count goes to 2-0. Trying to get him to chase, but it's not giving way. Here's the wind in the pitch. Call, strike one. There's a swing, and it's going to be a ground ball to shortstop. Picks it up, fires it to first base in time. Good pickup over there by Davis. Aguilar's throw a little bit low, but he scooped it right out. And that's out number 2, 6-3 to put out. Good play there by Aguilar. Here's the wind in the pitch to Wyatt Tinker. Down low, ball one. He is number 9, batting in the 3-hole and playing shortstop. He steps back in. And the pitch from Ortega. Strike one called. Breaking ball. It kind of started in the middle and then caught the plate. So 1-1 the count. Herrera, Wakefield, Porras from left to right. Brown, Aguilar, Dewar, and Davis third to first with Fuentes catching. There's a swing, drive out to right field. Coming in is Porras. He'll make the play. He was playing it pretty deep, and he had to move over to his left and then come in a little bit, and that is out number 3. So no damage done as the Rams have 3 come to the plate and 3 go down. No hits, no runs, no errors, nobody left on base. 0-0 after 1. We'll take a break.
Expert Infusion Therapy, right here in Artesia. Call 575-7...
Viernes 25 de abril, Canto del Center. Trae para ti la agrupación más solicitada por la raza. Secreto, Grupo Secreto.
Este amor secreto que quema fuego lento. Solo quiero que muevas la cintura. Solo quiero que muevas la cara.
Con ellos, el origen norteño. El origen norteño.
Sinceramente yo te juro que te amo. Cierro los ojos solamente.
Los consentidos del norte de Ciudad Juárez. Los consentidos del norte.
Saludazo para toda la gente de Chihuahua.
La cita es el viernes 25 de abril. Preventa especial limitada, solo $40. Puertas abren desde las 8 de la noche. Compra tus boletos de preventa en Encanto del Center, El Churro Bar, La Cospita y en Artesia, Paletería Brenducci. Evento para todas las edades.
Welcome back to the ballpark in Rio Rancho, home of the Rams. As the Goddard Rockets are the visiting team here against the Rio Rancho Rams, the host of the tournament. Coming up after this ball game, we'll go to the next ball game, which is the Artesia Bulldogs taking on the Cleveland Storm here at the Sal Puentes tournament. This tournament every year is just loaded up with teams, and I'll give you the teams again here in a minute, but really good teams. I think everybody in the top 10 in their respective. We got 4 4A teams and 4 5A teams. Here's the pitch from Reifenberger. Swing and going off the end of the bat for Brady Dewar, the second baseman who's batting in the 4-hole cleanup spot. So foul ball, strike one. It went down the first base side, kind of cue balled it. Here's the wind and the pitch. Roybal sets up outside. He runs it in. He was a little behind that fastball. Strike two as he fouls it off way out of play over to the right side. So 0-2 quickly to Dewar. On deck is the DH, number 11, Marcus Rodriguez. And in the hole, the catcher, number 14, Jaden Fuentes for the Rockets. Reifenberger continuing to work quickly. Here's the pitch. Just off the plate on the outside, ball one. Good job there by Dewar not to take a cut at that one because it was close. Here's the wind and the pitch. Curveball caught the inside corner. Front Doherty, strike 3 looking. That's out number 1. Coming to the plate now is number 11, DH Marcos Rodriguez. On deck is the catcher, Jaden Fuentes, and in the hole, the first baseman, Donovan Davis for the Goddard Rockets. Breeze has picked up some, kind of blowing crossways. First pitch, swing and a miss on a good fastball. Kind of blowing from left to right here at Rio Rancho baseball field. It was kind of blowing in a little earlier from right field. There's a inside pitch, ball 1. Had some kids stand up right in front of me. I had to kind of wave them, get out of the way, boys. All right, so here's the 1-1 with 1 out from Reifenberger. A little bit high, a little bit outside. 2-1 now to Rodriguez. So kind of blowing in from left field, blowing across from left to right, but not real hot, not real strong. That pitch was a little bit low. Ball 3, 3-1 now, as Rodriguez has a hitter's count here. Reifenberger right back, ready to go. He goes quickly. Here's the wind in the 3-1. A little bit high. Ball 4. So we have our first base runner of the afternoon as Goddard here in the top of the second inning gets a 1-out walk. That's going to bring number 14, the catcher, Jaden Fuentes, to the plate. And now Reifenberger will go from the stretch for the first time this afternoon. First base runner. Here's the pitch. Nice fastball called, strike 1. Just running down the middle. Poor young man's cap falls off almost every pitch. Kind of loose fitting. It's a fitted cap, so he got a little big. Comes to the stretch. He's going to throw over. Not in time, just more of a I know you're there throw because it was not a very big lead for the base runner. He steps out an extra step this time, but still not out to that green corner. Curveball, swing and a miss. Nice pitch. Really took something off of it, and it broke sharply, and his cap fell off again. So 0-2 quickly here. Here's the pitch. Curveball inside. Didn't finish breaking, and Fuentes stepped back out of the way of it, and his cap fell off again. Need to get him a cap that fits. All right, he'll come set. He peeks over his shoulder now to the plate. Curveball, swinging a deep drive to left field. Almost at the warning track is where it's going to be caught out there by Knoll. So a pretty good pop fly out there, pretty deep. But it is reeled in by Knoll, who was playing him about midway back, about normal. He had to back up some to make the play, but it was probably about 2 or 3 feet in front of the warning track out there. All right, so with 2 outs now, that brings up number 16, Donovan Davis. Big cut. Come up empty. Strike 1. Oh, 1 the count. 2 down. Rodriguez down at first base for the Rockets. Reifenberger took a second look, and now he comes set. Roybal sets up outside edge to the right-hander. He runs it in on him. And I don't know, he kind of half swung there, and he's asking for help. But the guy, they've only got 2 refs, and he's over 2 umpires. He's over in the middle. So the ball 1, 1-1 now the count. Kind of a defensive, but he stopped his swing in time. And the pitch, swing and a miss, pops out of the glove hand of the catcher, but stays out in front, so the runner will remain at first base. So that's strike 2. 1-2 we now are. Got really confused before we started the ball game because number 40, let's see, it was it was a different number playing catcher the entire warm-up time. It wasn't number 11, but 11 is the starter. Here's the pitch, a little bit high, a little bit outside. Ball 2. 2-2 now the count with 2 outs. We're in the top of the second if you're just joining us. 0-0. Rockets and Rams here at the Sal Puentes Rio Rancho tournament. Reifenberger comes set. Good curveball. Got him swinging. And that is strike out swinging and strikeout number 2 in the inning. 0 runs, 0 hits, 0 errors, 1 runner left on base as we head into the bottom of the second inning. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Or up to $3,300 off select compact tractors.
Visit your local Kubota dealer, Amigo Machinery at 2801 Southeast Main Street in Roswell.
We're going into the bottom of the second inning, 0-0 here in Rio Rancho as the Goddard Rockets are the visiting team. The Rio Rancho Rams are the home team. And they just threw the ball around. And so coming to the plate for the Rams will be the cleanup batter, first baseman, number 23, Logan Sundstrom. Bats from the left side. He'll step in and face Camelo Ortega for the first time. Catching is Jaden Fuentes, Brown, Aguilar, Dewar, and Davis from third to first. Herrera, Wakefield, Porras from left to right for the Rockets defense. First pitch, fastball, runs away from the lefty. Ball 1. There's a good fastball, strike 1 called. Here's the next pitch, outside, ball 2. And the pitch, nice fastball in the outside corner, called strike 2. So 2-2 now the count. And the pitch. Swing, and it's a ground ball to the right side. The second baseman, Dewar, had played him perfectly. He was deep in the hole. Picks it up, fires it to first base. Easy out. 4-3 the put out on the ground out. That'll bring Adrian Varos to the plate, number 13. Here's the wind and the pitch. Call, strike 1 on the outside fastball. Adrian is the third baseman. Bats on the right side. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Pop fly. Shallow left center. Looks like this left fielder is going to call everybody off and make the play. And that is out, number 2. Oh, out in the left center field. Pretty shallow, really high. First pitch, ball 1. Missed away to Chase Rivera, batting left-handed. Next pitch, outside, ball 2. As he steps back in, 0-2 to Chase from Ortega. Here's the wind and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1, good pitch. Like a curveball. So 1-2 now, or 2-1 now the count. The wind and the pitch. Outside with the fastball. Too far to Chase, so it's 3-1 now to Rivera. Here's the wind and the pitch. Swing, that's a drive right up the middle, just to the right of the pitcher for the first base hit in the ball game, first hit of the ball game for either team. So it will be coming to the plate, number 18, the left fielder, Anthony Knoll, as Rivera goes down to first base on the base hit. 2 down here, so a 2-out single. Knoll will step in on the right side. On deck is Bustillos, and in the hole, Takahashi. Then 8-9 hitters for the Rams. See if they can get they're trying to get a 2-out rally. Boy, Rivera gets a big lead over there. His front foot out in front of the green corner there, and that's ball 1 a little bit high. Not much, but a little. He'll step back in. From the right side, Knoll. Got cut back on his lead over at first. That pitch in too high, ball 2. So Ortega back ready to go. And the pitch. A little bit high and outside, ball 3, so 3 straight to Knoll. He'll step back onto the hill, 3-0 the count. As Ortega comes set, takes a look to first. Now that he's going to throw to first. And it gets by the first baseman. So getting up is Rivera. He's going to head to second and then round and go to third. They're going to get it in. Big kind of wide here. He's all the way to third base on the errant throw. So the pitcher kind of threw it to the right field side of first base, and Davis reached over there but couldn't get it. And so he goes all the way to third on the E1. So the first runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Here's the 3-0 called, strike 1, caught the outside third. So 3-1 now the count. As Knoll steps back in, hitters count, 3-1. Swing, it's a chopper just foul down the left side, so outside of the third baseline. That takes the count to full. Swing and a miss. He got him. So he gets out of the inning, does Ortega on a high curveball. Big cut at it, come up empty. So the score remains 0-0. There was 1 hit, 1 error, 1 runner left on, and no runs, though. So as we go into the top of the 3rd inning, it'll be 0-0 with Horace, Herrera, and then the top of the order, Aguilar, come to the plate for the Rockets. We'll take a 1-minute timeout.
Hi, my name is Chance with Trustmark Roofing and Windows, and here's what you should expect during your window inspection. Upon my arrival, you'll receive a 15-minute courtesy call letting you know I'm on the way. Once I'm in your home, I'm going to be checking for moisture indication, functionality, and any kind of energy efficiency improvements to the inside and outside of your home. After my inspection, I'll give you my professional opinion, and then you can decide whether you want a no-obligation quote. Myself or the office will contact you to set up a date when I can show you my products and options to best suit your needs. So when choosing windows, choose Trustmark Roofing and Windows. Our goal is to give you a 5-star service and get you what you deserve, and that's the best.
Roofing, we put people first.
All right, we're going into the top of the 3rd inning, the Goddard Rockets and the Rio Rancho Rams. Joby Hodling here on KSVPTV.com, and it's 0-0 as we get ready to start the top of the 3rd. Reifenberger has been pitching. He has thrown 32 pitches, 13 balls, and 19 strikes. First pitch, ball 1. Jose Porras at the plate. First time he's seeing Reifenberger. Here's the wind and the pitch. That's down and in, ball 2. So 2-0 quickly to Jose. Nathan Herrera, the left fielder, on deck, and then the shortstop, top of the order, Errol Aguilar in the hole. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fly ball to the right side, and it looks like it's going to get out of play. And it does. So foul ball strike. 2-1 now the count. Reifenberger Back ready to go as everybody resets. Here's the wind and the pitch. Swung on, pop fly. Back behind the plate. I don't know if there's room or not, and there will not be. And it'll hit off this tin roof over us for a foul ball, strike two. 2-2 now the count. So 2-2. Porras steps back in. Reifenberger with the pitch. Low. Ball 3. So full count now to Porras. Roybal has continually set up on the outside edge here. See where he sets up this time with a full count. The catcher sets up in the middle, and he throws it down the middle, but too low. So the walk puts the leadoff batter on the bag. So Jose Porras trots down to first base, and that'll bring number 12, Nathan Herrera, to the plate. He's playing out in left field for the Rockets. Catcher goes out to talk to Reifenberger. So Roybal and Reifenberger having a little meeting on the mound. Defensively for the Rio Rancho Rams, we got Noel, Rivera, Takahashi, left to right. Barros, Tinker, Bustillos, and Sundstrom from third to first, with Roybal catching Reifenberger, and umpire walked out and got him, so we're back and ready to go. Lead over there first by Porras, not real big. Going to try to bunt him over, and he did not get the bunt down. Strike one. That ball was low and away. Went ahead and reached for it. Almost like he thought he was trying to protect the runner, but the runner did not go. So Porras back at first base. 0-1 the count. Nobody out. Top of the third. Going to square to bunt again. And this one's, he called time. He called a balk, is what he called. So the umpire walking out to talk to Reifenberger. So a balk moves Porras down to second base. So now a runner in scoring position for the Goddard Rockets. And he's off and running from third. A bunt is going to be just foul on the right side. So Time tried to bunt him over to third base with only one out. Hear the wind picking up. So 0-2 the count. Runner at second base is Porras. Herrera steps back in. Reifenberger comes set and to the plate. Curveball got him to swing and miss, and that is strike number 3 for out number 1. As we get back to the top of the order, number 2, shortstop Errol Aguilar will come to the plate. Aguilar steps in on the right side. He's 0 for 1. He struck out swinging to lead the ball game off. He'll step in to face Reifenberger for the second time. We are in the top of the third inning. 1 out. Porras down at second base for the Rockets as Reifenberger comes set. Porras off and running. That ball is low and away, and the catcher tried to scoop it up quickly and lost the ball, just dropped out of his glove. So stealing third base on ball 1 was Porras. So now he can be brought in a number of ways. A deep fly ball will get him. A ground ball, unless they play in. It looks like they are going to play in. So the infield moves up on the grass. They're going to try to cut him off at the plate. Ball 1 to Aguilar. On deck is Porter Wakefield, and in the hole, Cameron Brown for the Rockets. Here's the wind and the pitch. Swung on. It's a chopper up the middle. That's going to be a single. Just chopped it up the middle. RBI single. And the Rockets take the lead 1-0. They probably would have got to that if they'd have been playing normal depth, because it wasn't a real fast mover, but playing it on the grass, it bounced over the pitcher's head, right straight over second base, and runner comes in to score with 1 out, and that brings Porter Wakefield to the plate. He's 0 for 1. He struck out swinging his first time. Aguilar gets a lead, not a big lead, but he gets a lead. Here's the pitch, swung on. It's going to be a ground ball to the left side, and it's going to be a seeing eye single. The shortstop actually dove and got a glove on it, but that's a single infield hit. And so everybody's safe, and the Rockets are in business. Runners at first and second with only 1 out and lead now 1-0. And at the plate is the third baseman, number 7, Cameron Brown. He is 0 for 1, struck out swinging his first time through, but steps in here to see Reifenberger for the second time. And now he'll step out. Took too long, so he called time. Steps back in. Reifenberger comes set. Here's the pitch. Curveball. That's a swing. It's a drive out to shallow center field. That's going to fall. And they're going to send the runner from second base, and he's going to come in and score. Diving in, the throw was cut off. So back-to-back singles. Little blooper out into shallow left center field. And coming all the way home from second. And going to second and holding up there. So the runners at first and second are Brown and Wakefield. And that brings Brady Dewar to the plate. He's 0 for 1. He struck out looking his first time. And now we got a coach coming out of the Rio Rancho dugout. He's going to go talk to his pitcher in infield. As the Rockets now lead 2-0. That was their third hit. I said there were 3 hits in a row, but there wasn't. There were 2 in a row. They got that first hit, I think, in the second inning. So now 3 hits for the Rockets. And Rio Rancho has 1. We're in the top of the third inning, and the Rockets now lead 2-0. 1 out. So they finished their meeting as the umpire went out to run them out of the meeting. And stepping in for the Goddard Rockets will be number 8, Brady Dewar, the second baseman, batting in the cleanup spot. On deck is number 11, Marcos Rodriguez, the DH, and the catcher, number 14, Jaden Fuentes, is in the hole for Goddard. Long look in for Reifenberger. Now he comes set to the plate. Curveball, swing and a miss. Good pitch. Really took a lot off of it. And it was a good curve, broke well. Dewar gave a good cut, but came up empty. 0-1 the count. Reifenberger again from the stretch to the set, now to the plate. Bounce. It didn't quite bounce it, but it was low and away with a fastball. 1-1 the count. Goddard and Artesia on opposite sides of the bracket. So they won't play each other unless in the championship game, or it could be if they both failed. Another good curveball, swing and a miss, strike 2. Dewar took a pretty good cut. He I think he realized he got fooled a little bit and wasn't near the swing of the first one he missed, as it was definitely had some off of it in the curve. So 1-2 the count. There's a swing, a ground ball, third baseman, and that's an error. Got through the glove. That's going to score 1. Rounding second, going to third. That was well hit, but it went right between the legs, went off the glove, so I'm going to call it an error. On the third baseman, another runner comes in. And going to third base from first and going to second on the same error. So Dewar now stands at second, Brown at third, and the Rockets lead 3-0 with Marcos Rodriguez at the plate. And only 1 out. They're going to play in again, are the Rams. So they're up on the grass, and we got a time, and we got a balk. So the balk will bring people home. And Dewar will go to third. And now the umpire is talking to the coach for Rio Rancho, as he's coming out saying, where was the balk? So that's the second balk called in this inning. The first one by the home plate umpire. This one by the umpire in the field. So the coach out talking to him from Rio Rancho. Doesn't say anything to his pitcher, but the umpire is walking over to the pitcher, probably to tell him what he saw. It looks like he's going to go back to the windup with the runner at third base. He is. So Reifenberger going to do it from the windup with Marcos Rodriguez at the plate. And the Rockets now lead 4-0. Here's the pitch. Broke away and bounced, and that's going to be run number 5 as that broke down hard. Wild pitch. Or I don't know if it was a breaking ball. He might have just overthrew it. He aggravated probably. And so it gets by the catcher on the wild pitch. Coming in to score was Dewar. The Rockets now 5, the Rams 0. here in the top of the third inning. All 5 runs coming in this top of 3. Here's the 1-0 swing and a foul ball, kind of straight down. For strike 1. 1-1 now the count to Rodriguez. On deck is Jaden Fuentes, and in the hole, Donovan Davis. As Reifenberger goes back to work. Here's the wind and the pitch. Swing, it's a chopper. Third baseman comes up on the second hop, throws it across in time. Boy, it was kind of down the line towards home, but first baseman Sundstrom catches it and then quickly gets out of the way. So the ground out. 5-3. Is out number 2. So that'll bring Jaden Fuentes to the plate, the catcher, as he steps in on the right side. The wind and the pitch. Swing and a fly ball out to right field. The right fielder goes over to his right just a minute and catches the ball after he camps out under it, and that is out number 3. But, boy, some damage done here by the Goddard Rockets as they now lead 5-0 going into the bottom of the third inning. Rockets get 3 hits. There was 1 Rio Rancho error. 5 runs scored. Nobody left on base. 5-0 Rockets. Bottom of the third coming back. We'll be back in 1 minute.
There's Red Line Mechanical LLC coming in here. New Styles Barbershop. Barbershop, the whole family inviting atmosphere and great cuts. It's very gentle. All they did was care for everyone. You can visit and smile. Jeff Gallup State Farm. Oh, they didn't both take on and off. Being your rental for 36 years. MCB Mechanical and its local plumbing and HVAC services. All-state insurance. Wilson with All-State Insurance. All-around fitness personalized training, specializing in weight loss, injury recovery, and performance enhancement. And Action Security Iron. Security stuff. Security Iron. Thank you all for supporting Real Rancho.
Alone. At Artesia General Hospital, our rehabilitation services team provides physical, occupational, and speech therapy to help you regain strength, mobility, and confidence. Take the next step toward recovery. Call 575-736-8174 today to schedule an appointment and get back to living life to the fullest. Some wounds need expert care to heal properly. At Artesia General Hospital's Wound Care and Hyperbaric Medicine Center, we use advanced treatments like hyperbaric oxygen therapy to help chronic wounds.
It's Kubota Orange Days. Shop the year's biggest selection of Kubota equipment and get 0% APR for 84 months and up to $2,500 off select Kubota tractors.
Visit your local Kubota dealer, Amigo Machinery at 2801 Southeast Main Street in Roswell.
Here, bottom of the third inning, Goddard gets a big inning in the top half of the third as they score 5 runs on 3 hits. There was 1 Ram error. And here's the first pitch by Ortega to Bustillos. Just a little bit high and outside, ball 1. So at the plate is number 16, Braden Bustillos, number 9 hitter. He plays second base for the Rams. The right fielder, number 5, Micah Takahashi, on deck. And then back to the top of the order, that pitch, curveball, misses down and in, ball 2. To the right-hander Bustillos. So on deck, or in the hole is number 11, Jackson Roybal, the catcher. Started to say that, and then the pitch came. So 2-0 pitch from the lefty. High and away, ball 3. So really none of those close. So he'll have to hone in right here with a 3-0 count, Will Ortega. Herrera, Wakefield, and Porras, left to right. Brown, Aguilar, Dewar, and Davis, third to first. And Fuentes catching Ortega. There it is, strike 1. He just throws a fastball. So 3-1 the count now to Bustillos as Ortega gets the ball back from his catcher Fuentes and ready to go. Both pitchers working pretty quick here. Here's the pitch. Strike 2 right down the middle. Looked like Bustillos was taking all the way there with the 3-1. He'll step back in. Here's the wind and the payoff pitch. Swung on, hit well out to left center. Left fielder's going to have to come on in, though. It wasn't as well as I thought. So it kind of died out there. He catches it. That's Herrera out there in left. 4 out, number 1, shallow left. So that'll bring the number 9 hitter, Micah Takahashi. First time to see Ortega. He steps in on the right side. Where's number 5? Plays out in right field for the Rams. Here's the wind and the pitch. Caught inside corner, strike one, sweeping fastball, kind of running in on him. 1 down. Here's the 0-1. Down low, ball 1. 1-1 now the count to Takahashi. Just a reminder, we'll be back here immediately following. Well, they'll have some time to warm up, I'm sure, but after this ball game, it'll be our Artesia Bulldogs taking on the Cleveland Storm in the final game of the day. Called strike 2 with a nice fastball on the outside third of the plate, just above the knees. So the count now 1-2 to Takahashi. The wind and the pitch from Camilo Ortega. Ran it in on him. Ball 2. 2-2 now the count. Good idea. Tried to get him to take a cut at that. It was up a little bit and it was in on him. But he didn't give in. So 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Curveball. Oh, and he hit him. So the base runner will get on board. Hit by pitch. Curve too much. That'll bring us to the top of the order. Number 11, Jackson Royball. 0 for 1. He flew out to Wakefield in center field his first time through. Back in the bottom of the first. All right, so Ortega stepped on, going to go wind up, and then stepped off, went back to the stretch. He'll take a peek over to first. And the pitch right down the middle, fouled off to the right side. And it will get out of play for a foul ball, strike 1. New ball comes in from the umpire. All right, so 0-1 the count, 1 out. Rockets leading 5-0 here in the bottom of the third. They got a big top half trying to keep Rio Rancho from doing anything. There's a little pop fly to the right side infield, and that's going to be the second baseman. Dewar goes over, makes the play on the infield fly. So that is out number 2. To the plate comes Dean Ellison, the left-handed batter. He is 0 for 1. He grounded out to Aguilar, the shortstop, his first time through. As Ortega in the stretch, taking a long look into Fuentes' catcher. Still looking in. Now he'll come set. Take a look over to first. To the plate. Fastball away, ball 1. It's funny, the wind has shifted. Now it's kind of blowing the other way from right to left. Kind of it's not a very big wind now. Gusted earlier, but just a slow wind. Oh, that's going to curveball just missing. I thought I was going to hit him, but it broke just inside his right shoulder, the batter, Ellison, for ball 2. Ortega, look over to first, now to the plate. Fastball down the middle, called strike 1. 2-1 now. Ellison. On deck is Tinker and in the hole Sundstrom for the Rams. Here's the pitch. Way outside, gets by the catcher. So ball 3, and I'm going to call that a pass ball because he got his glove on it, just kind of leaked under a little bit, rolled back to the backstop. I think he would say he should have caught it. So Takahashi now in scoring position with 2 outs, and Dean Ellison at the plate. 3-1 the count. Ortega says yes to the pitch, takes a look back, now to the plate. Swing, it's a hard hit ball up the middle. That's going to be a run score. 2 out single. Takahashi motors around. So just to the right of second base is where that goes. So he gets a RBI single. 5-1 here in the bottom of the third. The Rockets leading the Rams. 2 down. And Wyatt Tinker will step in. He flew out to Jose Porras out in right field his first time up. So he stands 0-1, but steps in to face Ortega for the second time. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit pretty well out to center, but not having to move much is Wakefield. He reels it in, and that is out number 3 on that one pitch. So the line drive fly out to center field. Ends the inning, but the Rams do get one back. They got one hit, one run. They left one runner on base, and there were no Rocket errors. So our score going into the top of the fourth inning, Rockets 5, Rams 1. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Did you know that God values relationships? At Faith Baptist Church, we exist to begin, build, and broaden a relationship with God and with others. We want a relationship with God through faith in His Son, Jesus Christ, as our Savior. And we also want a relationship with others in a healthy biblical community. Come join us as we strive together to go from where we are to where God wants us to be. 10:30 on Sunday mornings and 6:15 on Wednesday evenings.
Viernes 25 de abril, Canto a Vencer de Roswell, Nuevo México. Trae para ti la agrupación más solicitada por la raza. Secreto, Grupo Secreto.
Este amor secreto.
SUV for a newer model to hit the road in. Even if you don't purchase from Richland, they want to buy your vehicle for top dollar. But if you do buy from Richland, don't forget, they're the home of the powertrain warranty for life. That's a whole lot of confidence for you. See Richland for details. 2nd and Sycamore and 1309 Southeast Main.
So your pecan.
Thanks for tuning in here. KSVPTV.com. Joby Hodling with you. The Goddard Rockets leading the Rio Rancho Rams as we head into the top of the fourth inning, 5-1. Coming to the plate for the Rockets. Bottom third of the batting order, number 16, first baseman, Donovan Davis. On deck is the right fielder, number 1, Jose Porras. And in the hole, left fielder, number 12, Nathan Herrera. Here's the first pitch from Reifenberger. Swung on, chopper foul on the left side for strike 1. Davis struck out his first time, swinging, so he's 0 for 1, but looking to get going here. He takes a look down at his coach. Here's the wind and the pitch. Breaking ball, little bit too low and outside, ball 1. 1-1 the count. Reifenberger working quickly as he has all game. That pitch low and away on a fastball. 2-1. Now the count. Noel, Rivera, and Takahashi from left to right. Barros, Tinker, Bustillos, and Sundstrom from third to first with Roybal catching Reifenberger. That pitch runs in, too far in. 3-1 is our count now. The leadoff batter here in the the top of the fourth inning. Donovan Davis, the first baseman. Right down the pipe. Strike 2 call, so a full count now. Pitcher's going to get tired just from bending over. His cap falls off his head every single pitch. Here's the full count, payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. That's out number 1. And that'll bring the number 8 hitter, right fielder Jose Porras, to the plate. He walked his first time through. And now we got a change, looks like, coming from the hill as the coach comes out. And let's see who we got. Where they go. I tell you what, we'll take a 2-minute timeout, and we'll be back, and I'll have all the changes for you.
Viernes 25 de abril, Canto a Vencer de Roswell, Nuevo México. Trae para ti la agrupación más solicitada por la raza. Secreto, Grupo Secreto.
Este amor secreto que quema fuego lento. Solo quiero que muevas la cintura. Solo quiero que muevas la cabeza.
Con ellos, el origen norteño. El origen norteño.
Sinceramente yo te juro que te amo. Cierro los ojos solamente.
Los consentidos del norte de Ciudad Juárez. Los consentidos del norte.
Un saludazo para toda la gente de Chihuahua.
La cita es el viernes 25 de abril. Preventa especial limitada, solo $40. Puertas abren desde las 8 de la noche. Compra tus boletos de preventa en Encanto Center, El Churro Bar, La Cospita y en Artesia, Paletería Brenducci. Evento para todas las edades.
It's Kubota Orange Days. Shop the year's biggest selection of Kubota equipment and get 0% APR for 84 months or up to $3,300 off select compact tractors.
Visit your local Kubota dealer, Amigo Machinery at 2801 Southeast Main Street in Roswell.
Did you know that God values relationships? At Faith Baptist Church, we exist to begin, build, and broaden a relationship with God and with others. We want a relationship with God through faith in His Son, Jesus Christ, as our Savior. And we also want a relationship with others in a healthy biblical community. Come join us as we strive together to go from where we are to where God wants us to be. 10:30 on Sunday mornings and 6:15 on Wednesday evenings.
All right, so our new pitcher on the hill for the Rio Rancho Rams here in the top of the fourth inning is Adon Bustos, number 19, as he replaced Reifenberger. He will face Jose Porras, his first batter he'll face. He is pitching from the stretch. And the pitch. Actually, it's kind of a really short windup, so not the stretch. Foul ball, third base side, strike one to Porras. Herrera on deck, the left fielder, and then we're back to the top of the order. Errol Aguilar for the Goddard Rockets. Here's the 0-1. Ooh, just missed. Ball one. This is a little bit low, I think. Good job there by Roybal trying to frame it, but a little bit low. So 1-1 the count to Porras. In the pitch, curveball. It's going to be a slow roller back to the mound. He'll underhand it as he jogs toward first base. 1-3 the putout. He was way out in front of that curveball and just got the kind of cue balled it back to the pitcher, a little hopper. And so 1-3 the play. Two outs. Nathan Herrera steps up, the left fielder. 0 for 1. He struck out swinging his first time. Low and away, ball one. So that brings us to the top of the order on deck. Errol Aguilar and in the hole Porter Wakefield for the Rockets. The wind and the pitch. Curveball. Missed a little low. Ball two. So the Rockets trying to get a 2-out rally going here. And Bustos, the new pitcher. Ball three. I waited because it went off the inside of the glove of the catcher, Roybal. I guess it just missed in because I thought he might call it a strike, but he did not. So 3-0 now. Little short windup and the pitch. That's 4-0. He walked him on 4 straight. So the first base is now occupied by Herrera with 2 outs. So Goddard going to try to get a 2-out rally going here as they're back to the top of the order. Shortstop, Errol Aguilar will step in. He's 1 for 2. He struck out swinging his first time and then singled up the middle his second time through. And I'm thinking that's one of the RBIs, if I remember correctly. I have to look at the score sheet. First pitch, down, ball one to Aguilar. Curveball that missed too low. On deck is number 6, Porter Wakefield, and in the hole, number 7, Cameron Brown for the Rockets. Bustos comes set, takes a peek, now to the plate, and he's too low again, this time outside as well. So 2-0 now. He's thrown 6 straight balls. He steps back into the stretch. Not a big lead at all over at first for Herrera. The pitch, low and away, ball 3, so 7 straight balls. And we got the coach coming out and call time. And he wants to talk to him. I don't believe it's the head coach. One of the assistants coming out to give a talk to the young man on the bump. All of the Rio Rancho players, I'm sure there's a meaning to it. I just don't know what it is. They have a 3 on the lower left side of their front of their jersey. And so at the beginning of the game, I kept seeing that on and thinking I had the wrong guy in the wrong place when they were warming up. And then I realized that everybody has a 3. So, and I think on their backs, they all say Puentes for Sal Puentes, which also threw me at the beginning of the game. So maybe that was Sal Puentes' number, maybe number 3. I don't know. All right. 3-0 the count to Aguilar as they've broke up by the umpire and now back ready to go. He comes set and to the plate, right down the middle, called strike 1. So the count 3-1 on Aguilar. He's got a great hitter's count here at the runner over at first. His lead not very big. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss right down the middle. So you wonder what the magic words were, because he was not really anywhere close on 7 straight, and then he's just thrown 2 right down the middle. That one swing, so full count. Fouled it straight back on a high and tight fastball. So the foul ball keeps the count full. Adon Bustos comes set and to the plate. Payoff pitch, swung on, foul to the right side. Line drive over there for just another foul ball strike. So the count remains full count with 2 outs. That was the 7th pitch in this at bat. And the ball hit the fence and kind of came back onto the field. So they're sending somebody out to get it. The umpire behind the plate called time. Right fielder goes over and picks it up, tosses it to a Goddard Rocket who had come out of the dugout to go get it. So now everybody back ready to go. Bustos, full count pitch. She's going to throw it over to first, not in time. Not a big lead over there at all for Herrera. He's only getting about 2 steps off. So just more of a, I know you're there throw. Okay, here's the payoff. Swung on, foul back again for a foul ball. And the count remains full. As Goddard Rocket picks up a couple of, gets that foul ball and has another one over there with him in the on-deck circle, gives them both to the umpire. The pitch, swing and a miss. He got him. Good battle there. Pitcher come out top that time. So the Goddard Rockets get a hit and a run. There were no, oh, wait a minute. I'm in the wrong inning there. There was no hits, no runs, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. As we head into the bottom half of the 4th inning, 5-1. Goddard will be back in 1 minute.
Hi, my name's Chance with Trustmark Roofing and Windows, and here's what you should expect during your window inspection. Upon my arrival, you'll receive a 15-minute courtesy call letting you know I'm on the way. Once I'm in your home, I'm going to be checking for moisture indication, functionality, and any kind of energy efficiency improvements to the inside and outside of your home. After my inspection, I'll give you my professional opinion, and then you can decide whether you want a no-obligation quote. Myself or the office will contact you to set up a date when I can show you my products and options to best suit your needs. So when choosing windows, choose Trustmark Roofing and Windows. Our goal is to give you a 5-star service and get you what you deserve, and that's the best.
All right, welcome back here to Rio Rancho on a breezy but very beautiful afternoon, Thursday afternoon. The wind is kind of blowing in from right field. It's kind of been swirling around a little bit throughout the afternoon, but right now blowing in from right field, but not very hard. Stepping up the plate is Logan Sundstrom. He's 0 for 1. He grounded out his first time through, and he looks at just missing. Good curveball that broke from his shoulder down and in, but just a foul, just in, so ball 1. He grounded out to Dewar his first time through. That pitch, a fastball, misses away, so ball 2. On deck is Adrian Varos. In the hole, Chase Rivera. As they're trying to scratch back into this one, Goddard leading 5-1. There's a fastball hit well to left field. That's going to tail. That's going to be extra bases as it bounced. Well, it bounced over. So he'll go in with a ground rule double for the leadoff batter over the left field fence. That'll bring Adrian Varos to the plate. He is 0 for 1. He flew out to Herrera out in left field his first time through. He's got a runner now in scoring position, down by 4, so they need to make the Rams want to make the most of every opportunity as Goddard leads 5-1. Of course, Goddard wants to shut them down, and Ortega, who has now thrown 54 pitches, has been pitching pretty well. Looks back to second twice, now to the plate. Runs it in, he hits him. So hit by pitch puts runners at first and second for the Rams with nobody out. And to the plate comes number 10, batting in the 6 hole, center fielder Chase Rivera. He's 1 for 1. He singled up the middle, on the right side up the middle, his first time through. So he'll step in to face Ortega for the second time. Runners at first and second. Ortega, long look back, now a second look to the plate. Check swing, but I think he went, well, did not go. Ball 1, it was up high. Good pitch. I thought he might have went, but the umpire said no. Home plate umpire. 1-0 the count to Rivera. Ortega to the plate. Curveball, missed low for ball 2. Lefty v. lefty here, Ortega and Rivera. Look at second, out of the plate. That's a strike. Good pitch, curveball. Had a little bit of velocity on that one, and it broke from the shoulder down and in, right across the middle of the plate for called strike 1. 2-1 now the count. Nobody out. Runners at first and second for the Rams as Ortega took a long look back. Now he's going to pitch. Bunt back to Ortega. He'll pick it up, look at third, but go to first in time. But the sacrifice bunt moves both runners over. So a good bunt there by the batter. Runners are off and going. That'll bring number 18, Anthony Knoll, to the plate. He's 0 for 1, struck out swinging his first time through, batting from the right side. The left fielder will step in with 2 runners in scoring position here. And back to the windup is Ortega. First pitch misses low and away, ball 1. The Rockets looking up. We're going to have a coach come out, talk to his infield and his pitcher. Rockets looking to get this win and advance in the championship side of things. We may have a pitching change coming. We'll see here as they're talking about it. So I'm looking at my Rio Rancho tournament bracket as the coach continues to talk to the players out there. There it is. I've got it saved in my picture. Umpire's starting to walk out. So Academy fell to La Cueva in the 10 a.m. game. So La Cueva advances to 5:30 tomorrow. They will take on the winner of Artesia Cleveland, which is 5:30 today. St. Pius fell to Carlsbad, so they'll play tomorrow morning at 10 against the loser of this game, Goddard and Rio Rancho. Carlsbad will face the winner of this game tomorrow afternoon at 3. All right, so runners at second and third. 1-0 the count to Knoll. Here's a pitch, a little bit high, a little bit away, ball 2. As Ortega stayed in. He's now thrown 61 pitches, 30 for balls, 31 for strikes. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled off to the right side, now to play for strike 1. 2-1. Now the count. Oh, and I see the Artesia Bulldog bus coming in. Or down the street, down the hill here. If you've never been to the Rio Rancho baseball stadium, pretty nice. It's up on a hill. Here's the pitch, swung on, deep drive out to center field. Well, not as deep as I thought. Center fielder's going to have to make a run for it. He's going to come up throwing. The ball is going to be too late, though, as the runner scores from third on the sacrifice fly. So it's now 2 outs. Trying to find it on my deal here. Sacrifice. There it is. Sacrifice fly. And that'll bring Bustillos to the plate. Runner at second. He's going to swing at the first pitch. It's a fly ball. It's going to be in foul territory right over by first base. And that'll be out number 3 as Davis camps out and makes the play. Bustillos was 0 for 1 on a fly out, and then he's now 0 for 2 on the pop fly infield, just in foul territory. So at the end of 4, our score now is 5-2 Goddard. There was 1 hit, 1 run, no Goddard errors, and 1 runner left on base. We'll go into the top of the 5th with Wakefield, Brown, and Dewar coming to the plate. 5-2 Goddard, top 5 coming at you. 1 minute.
It's Kubota Orange Days. Shop the year's biggest selection of Kubota equipment and get 0% APR for 84 months and up to $2,500 off select Kubota tractors.
Visit your local Kubota dealer, Amigo Machinery at 2801 Southeast Main Street in Roswell.
Did you know that God values relationships? At Faith Baptist Church, we exist to begin, build, and broaden a relationship with God and with others. We want a relationship with God through faith in His Son, Jesus Christ, as our Savior. And we also want a relationship with others in a healthy biblical community. Come join us as we strive together to go from where we are to where God wants us to be. 10:30 on Sunday mornings and 6:15 on Wednesday evenings.
Top of the 5th inning, coming to the plate for the Goddard Rockets is the number 2 hitter in the lineup, number 6, Porter Wakefield, the center fielder. He's 1 for 2, struck out swinging his first time through, and then singled on the left side. An infield single as the shortstop dove and got a glove on it, but he was infield single. First pitch called, strike 1, just a fastball down the middle to Wakefield. Noel, Rivera, Takahashi from left to right. Varos, Tinker, Bustillos, and Sundstrom third to first. Second pitch just misses away, ball 1. Here's the pitch. Swing, ground ball, third base. Gets in front of it, does Varos, throws it across in time. Nice play there by the third baseman. Ground out, 5-3 to put out. So 1 out brings Cameron Brown to the plate. He'll step in on the right side. He's 1 for 2. He struck out swinging and then singled his second time. A line drive, a little looper out to left center field. Here's the pitch from Bustos. Swing and a miss. Good curveball. Strike 1. Here's the pitch. Strike 2 on another good curveball. Watched it this time. And the pitch. This was curveball outside. Did not get him to chase, so ball 1. 1-2 now the count with 1 out. Brown steps back in. Here's the wind and the pitch. Swing and a ground ball. That's going to be fair. Good job by the first baseman as he got it. Backhanded it. Back behind the bag. It was right over the bag. He got to it unassisted down there. Ground out to the first baseman. That's out number 2. So that'll bring Brady Dewar to the plate. He's 0 for 2. He reached on an error his second time through on the third baseman. It kind of opened up the inning for the Rockets back in the third. That error did. Here's the wind and the pitch. Curveball. Big cut and miss. It was a good curveball. Changed speed tremendously. He was way out in front with a big cut. So 0-1 the count to Dewar. On deck is Rodriguez, and then the whole Fuentes. Another curveball, but it broke away for ball one. Dewar stayed off of it. And the pitch. Strike two called on a fastball. Caught the lower part of the strike zone on the outer part of the strike zone. So a low outside strike. Good pitch. 1-2. That one just missed. It looked like the identical pitch, but that time called a ball. So 2-2 now the count. And the pitch, low and away, ball three. Fastball missed. So the full count now with 2 outs. Bustos working very quickly, just like his predecessor Reifenberger did. Here's the pitch. That's called strike 3. Brewer thought he had a walk. He was already going down the first base line, but umpires thought differently. So no runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base for the Rockets. We go into the bottom half of the 5th inning. The Rockets continue to lead 5-2. We'll be back 1 minute.
Hi, my name's Chance with Trustmark Roofing and Windows, and here's what you should expect during your window inspection. Upon my arrival, you'll receive a 15-minute courtesy call letting you know I'm on the way. Once I'm in your home, I'm going to be checking for moisture indication, functionality, and any kind of energy efficiency improvements to the inside and outside of your home. After my inspection, I'll give you my professional opinion, and then you can decide whether you want a no-obligation quote. Myself or the office will contact you to set up a date when I can show you my products and options to best suit your needs. So when choosing windows, choose Trustmark Roofing and Windows. Our goal is to give you a 5-star service and get you what you deserve, and that's the best.
Roby Hodling here with you on KSVPTV.com. The Goddard Rockets leading the Rio Rancho Rams in the first round of the Sal Puentes tournament here in Rio Rancho, New Mexico. It's 5-2 if you're just joining us. Goddard had a big inning back in the 3rd. Helped by an error, but also by some timely hitting and good running by the Rockets. They got those 5, gave up 1 in the bottom half of the 3rd, and then gave up 1 in the bottom half of the 4th. And here we are in the bottom of the 5th, and the Rams with Takahashi at the plate. He'll look at called strike 1 from Ortega. Fastball. Takahashi's been hit by a pitch. He's 0 for 0, and he's batting in the 9 hole. He's the right fielder wearing number 5. Here's the wind and the pitch from Ortega, who's gone the whole way. A little bit up. Curveball that didn't quite break in enough to get a strike. It was on the outside. 1-1 now the count. On deck is Roybal, the leadoff batter, and in the hole, Ellison for the Rams. Here's a pitch. Strike 2 called. Good breaking ball that started in the middle, broke in on the right-hander, and called strike 2. So, and he really changed the speed. I mean, he's not been real hard on his fastballs, but he changed that one. It was even slower. Here's the pitch. Just missed. Goddard wanted to strike, but Goddard fans, you might have heard him. Just a little bit outside. 2-2. Now the count with nobody out here. Bottom of the 5th. Here's the wind in the pitch. Runs it in. Ball 3. I thought he might get the fastball there. Good fastball. Just missed inside. I'll give you the Goddard defense after this payoff pitch. It's full count. Nobody out. Bottom of the 5th. Takahashi at the plate. Swing. It's a chopper to third base. He picks it up on the first top. Brown across the diamond to Davis, and that is out number 1 on the ground out. 5-3 if you're scoring at home. So the defense for the Rockets goes like this. Nathan Herrera, Porter Wakefield, and Jose Porras left to right. Cameron Brown, Errol Aguilar, Brady Dewar, and Donovan Davis third to first, with Jaden Fuentes catching Carmelo Ortega. He has gone the whole way, some 70 pitches here, 4 1/3 innings, as he's now facing the leadoff batter, catcher, Jackson Roybal. That ball misses down and in. Fastball that just missed in. Roybal is 0 for 2. He's flown out both times. As Ortega gets ready to go, here's the wind in the pitch. That's a strike. Fastball down the middle. 1-1 now the count. Rockets leading by 3 over the Rams. Bottom of the 5th inning. 5-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul tip. Straight back for strike number 2. 1-2 now the count. There's one out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Reminder, after this ball game, we'll have the Bulldogs taking on Cleveland from here in Rio Rancho. Here's the pitch. Swung on, boy. Smashed it up the middle. Just went right over the shoulder of the pitcher, Ortega, so the 1-out single will bring to the plate the DH, number 12, Dean Ellison. Ellison 1 for 2. He grounded out to Aguilar his first time through and then hit a base hit up the middle on the right side of the bag of second base his second time through. And we got a courtesy runner coming in for Roybal. It's number 21. That young man is well, he said it was Buckner. I don't have him as number 21, but I'm going to say good enough for me. All right, so at the plate is Dean Ellison. Curveball misses in. The good pitch just missed inside. Goddard fans wanted to strike. It might have been a little high. It was a good pitch, no doubt. All right, 0-1, or 1-0 the count as Ortega comes set. And to the plate. Runs the fastball outside. Ball 2, 2-0 now to number 12, Dean Ellison. Buckner down at first base came in to run for Roybal, the catcher. Not a real big lead over there on first against the lefty. Here's the pitch. Swing, and that's a smash, but a great diving stop or catch by the second baseman, Dewar. Dove to his right, snagged it, and that is out. Number 2 on a great dive by Dewar. Runner holds up, of course, at first base. So with 2 outs, Wyatt Tinker will come to the plate. Number 9, he is 0 for 2. He's line drived and flown out. Line drived out to Wakefield. The center flew out to Porras, kind of a pop fly. He'll look at called strike 1. On a good curveball, broke in on the outside half of the plate. 0-1 the count, 2 down. Ortega takes a look to first, now to the plate. Oh, another good curve, but too low. Ball 1, 1-1 now to Tinker. On deck is the number 4 hitter, first baseman Logan Sundstrom. And in the hole, third baseman Adrian Varas. How they've been saying it. So that's how I'll try to say it, Varas. Here's the pitch. Caught the outside corner, called strike 2. Good pitch there from Ortega. That was up about a little below the waist. Painted the outside edge. So 1-2 to Tinker with 2 outs. Runner at first base. He's off and going. Curveball's high. Throw down, not in time. Ball 2 at the plate. Buckner gets second base on a steal. It was kind of a curveball, so it was a slow curveball, which gave him longer to get there. It was up high, so it was a good spot for the catcher, but just the pitch was kind of slow, got a good jump, so now Buckner stands at second base, a courtesy runner. With 2 outs in scoring position, here's a pitch. Check swing foul over to the right side into the net. So the count remains 2-2. I was looking up on the scoreboard and it confused me because it says 2-0. They've been not keeping up with their scoring up there in the press box or over there. The press box here at Rio Rancho is above the first base dugout. Interesting spot. Swing. It's a chopper, going to be foul. Third base side. Count remains 2-2. They caught it up over there. Typically speaking, they've got a bunch of JV players over there in the Rio Rancho press box. So they're keeping the scoreboard over there, and I think the official book too. All right. Ortega comes set, takes a look back at second. To the plate, swing, and that's going to be a line drive down the line on the left side. Gets by the third baseman. One run will score. He'll go in with a stand-up double. So coming around is Buckner, and in for the double. Right down the line, it was a good effort over there by the third baseman. Brown, but unable to get it. So Tinker ends up at second base. And they've cut into it a little bit more. It's now 5-3. Rockets here in the bottom of the fifth. So a little two-out rally going here for the Rams as they get that two-out single. It's back-to-back singles, in fact, with two outs. No, I take it back. One, it was not back-to-back because we had a runner come up. There's strike one on a great sweeping curveball to the left-hander Sundstrom. We had a batter between the two hits, because it was a line drive that the second baseman Dewar caught on the second batter. That was the second out. All right, so Ortega comes set. 0-1 the pitch. Count to the plate. Swing and a foul ball straight back for strike number 2. So the Rockets get 5 in the top of the third. Rio Rancho answers with 1 in the bottom half. And then the Rockets go scoreless in the fourth and the fifth. Rio Rancho gets 1 in the fourth and now 1 in the fifth. Our score 5-3, but the tying run at the plate. Here's the pitch, high and away. Ball 1. So tried to get him to chase one. Fuentes had set up way over there and asked for it up high, and that's where he threw it. So 1-2 the count, 2 down. Setting up on that outer third again. Foul ball right side this time. He was way out in front of that curveball. Ball comes in from the outfield. The umpire had already given the ball to the catcher, who threw it out to Ortega. All right, so the count remains 1-2. Runner at second, 2 down. We're in the bottom of the fifth inning. Rio Rancho with that tying run at the plate, trying to get him home and tie this thing up. Swing and a foul ball to the left side. Out of play. High pop fly over there. Toward the parking lot. Pretty good crowd here. Of course, it should be. Rio Rancho is the home team, but Goddard brought a good crowd as well. Bright, clear, sunny day here. I say clear. There's some clouds floating around, some white, fluffy ones. Just a breeze coming in out of right field right now. Here's the pitch. Curveball. Got him looking. Nice pitch there. And the strikeout looking ends the threat. But they end up scoring 1 run off of 2 hits. There were no Goddard errors, and the Rams leave 1 runner on base. It is 5-3 Goddard as we go into the top of the 6th inning. We'll be back in about 1 minute.
It's Kubota Orange Days. Shop the year's biggest selection of Kubota equipment and get 0% APR for 84 months and up to $2,500 off select Kubota tractors.
Visit your local Kubota dealer, Amigo Machinery at 2801 Southeast Main Street in Roswell.
Did you know that God values relationships? At Faith Baptist Church, we exist to begin, build, and broaden a relationship with God and with others. We want a relationship with God through faith in His Son, Jesus Christ, as our Savior. And we also want a relationship with others in a healthy biblical community. Come join us as we strive together to go from where we are to where God wants us to be. 10:30 on Sunday mornings and 6:15 on Wednesday evenings.
Viernes 25 de abril, Carta del Center de Roswell, Nuevo México. Trae para ti la agrupación más solicitada por la raza. Secreto, Grupo Secreto.
Este amor secreto que quema fuego lento. Solo quiero que muevas la cintura. Solo quiero que muevas la cabeza.
Con ellos, el origen norteño. El origen norteño.
Sinceramente yo te juro que te amo. Cierro los ojos solamente.
Los consentidos del norte de Ciudad Juárez. Consentidos del norte.
Un saludazo para toda la gente de Chihuahua.
La cita es el viernes 25 de abril. Preventa especial limitada, solo $40. Puertas abren desde las 8 de la noche. Compra tus boletos de preventa En Encanto de Encender, el Churro Bar, Tacos Pita, Paletería Frenducci. Evento para todas las edades.
It's Kubota Orange Days. Shop the year's biggest selection of Kubota equipment and get 0% APR for 84 months or up to $3,300 off select compact tractors.
Visit your local Kubota.
Marcos Rodriguez wears number 11 on his jersey, batting DH for the Rockets. And that is ball number 1. He is 0 for 1. Walked his first time through, struck out, or grounded out, his second time through. Bustos with the wind and the pitch. Down the middle, fly ball, foul over on the right side, now to play for strike number 1. 1-1 now the count. As the everybody will reset. Noel, Rivera, Takahashi left to right. Barros, Tinker, Bustillos, and Sundstrom third to first with Roy Ball catching Bustos. Here's the 1-1. Down the middle, big swing, but come up empty for strike number 2. 1-2 now the count to Rodriguez. On deck is Fuentes, and in the hole Davis for the Rockets as Adon Bustos back to work. And that's just a little bit high on the fastball on the outside edge for ball 2. 2-2 now the count. Goddard looking to advance with the right now leading by 2 here in the top of the 6th inning. That pitch just missed outside. Boy, Rio Rancho fans get a little riled up on those last 2. So we've seen a little bit of fandom here within the last inning. Starting to bark a little bit about at the umpires. That pitch misses down and away. So ball 4, the leadoff walk, puts the Goddard Rockets trying to get some insurance runs here. As Rodriguez trots down. And that'll bring number 14, Jaden Fuentes, to the plate. Fuentes is the catcher for the Rockets. His coach coming in to talk to him. And he's going to have a pinch runner, it looks like, coming in for Rodriguez, the DH. I believe that's number 10 coming in to pinch run. A young man is Aiden Luck. So Luck will run at first base. He steps out there, gets a little bit of a bigger lead than what we've been seeing. Fuentes steps in. He's 0 for 2. He's flown out, and he looks at ball 1 outside. He flew out to Takahashi in right, and he flew out to Noel in left. And now he has a 1-0 count here, his third at bat. And the pitch swung on. The runner was off and running. That might fall fair. And it just was foul as Takahashi was coming in hard. Sundstrom over at first base was trying to go out to get it. And it just falls foul for just a long pop fly foul ball strike. 1-1 now to Fuentes. As Luck hustled back. Kind of in no man's land out there, and neither one of them could get to it. So 1-1 the count with nobody out. Goddard trying to add some, like I said, insurance runs here with a 2-run lead. Here's the pitch. Right down the middle. Strike and the throw down. Oh, and it gets through the second baseman's hand. Glove. Looked like he had him by a mile, but he dropped the ball, so strike 2 was called, and Luck ends up getting down to second base. On the error by the second baseman. Dropped the ball. Kind of popped out of his glove. So a runner in scoring position for the Rockets with nobody out. Here's the pitch. Low and away. Ball 2. 2-2 now to Fuentes. Davis on deck. Portis in the hole for the Rockets as they're with nobody out and a runner in scoring position, trying to get him across, get that additional run. Right now leading 5-3 over the Rams. Here's the pitch. Outside. Ball 3, so a full count now for Fuentes. As he steps back in with the runner down at second, it's the courtesy runner, Aiden Luck, or a pinch runner actually. Payoff pitch, ball high and away. Just missed, but nonetheless, ball 4, which puts runners at first and second on back-to-back walks. Nobody out. And to the plate, we got a change here. So number 3 coming in to run for Fuentes And at the plate looked like number 20. It is number 20. So for Davis will be number 20. And, well, shoot. I do not see number 20, and I got their lineup, so I'm going to have to look. There he is, Jaden Herrera. I found him. So Herrera steps in on the right side for the first time today, and he swings and fouls it right over to the right side into the net for foul ball, strike one. First baseman picks it up, tosses it into his catcher, who hands it to the umpire because he had already thrown one out. So Herrera steps back in, runners at first and second. Pena and Luck, first and second. 0-1 the count, nobody out. Here's the pitch. Caught the outside corner with a fastball, strike two. On deck is Jaden. Well, on deck is Jose Porras, sorry. In the hole, Nathan Herrera. Looked at my score sheet, my score deal wrong here. Here's the pitch, low and away, ball one. Did not chase. So we'll see if they just came in to bat or if they're going to stay in the field. We have Luck pinch running, Pena pinch running, and Herrera pinch hitting. Here's the pitch, low and away, ball two, 2-2. Now the count. Big crowd here, Rancho's stadium. A lot of Artesia fans here. This game started over an hour late that's in front of us. Here's the pitch. Just missed outside. Full count now to Herrera. So gets two, fouls one off, and gets a called strike, and then three straight balls from Bustos. So full count, runners at first and second. Nobody out. And the pitch. Swung. It's going to get, that was a hard play. I'm going to call it Luck rounds on the infield. And he's out at home. Oh, he called him safe. So he got his foot under the tag is the call by the umpire. I'm going to call that an infield hit. That was a tough play for the second baseman, Bustillos. So the infield hit gets a runner across the plate. As he kept coming, he slides in, and he's called safe. So the score now 6-3. And the coach comes out for Rio Rancho, and it looks like he's going to make a change. So Bustos ends up throwing 47 pitches, 23 strikes, 24 balls. He'll take a seat, and it looks like it's going to be number 2, Fuentes pitching. I didn't see him come in, but he's out there now. So we're going to take a 1-minute timeout. We'll be back after this. Rockets lead 6-3.
Maybe your AC unit needs a little tender loving care. If you don't know where to turn, then you don't know Jack. In fact, they're downright funky. Let the boys at Fergie's Plumbing and Heating get your AC unit ice cold, just like some of my lady friends. Don't let any fool make you lose your cool. Fergie's Plumbing and Heating. If you don't know Fergie, then you don't know Jack. 632-2660.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin and Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin and Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin and Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
I fell for my own trick on my own trap a while ago when I said our new pitcher was Fuentes. I forgot all of them have that on the back of their jerseys. All the Rams have a 3 on their front lower left side of their jersey and Fuentes on their backs. So the pitcher's actually Alex Gallegos. Where's number 2? Not number 3 Fuentes. It's number 2, Alex Gallegos. Everybody else stays the same. for the defense. Here's his final pitch as Jose Porras will be coming to face him. Nobody out here in the top of the 6th inning. Goddard's already got 1 run across. As luck looked dead to rights, but somehow he got his left leg as he slid. It went between the legs of the catcher. And the umpire said his foot touched before he was tagged, so he was safe. And then the catcher and Luck kind of exchanged some words. The umpire stepped in between them. So no harm, no foul. All right, so Roybal out talking to Gallegos after that final pitch. And now he'll come back to the plate. So Goddard with runners at first and second. Nobody out. We're in the top of the 6th inning, and it's 6-3. They got an insurance run, and they got room for more as they got runners at first and second. Porras, who is 0 for 1 with a walk and a ground out, steps in. He grounded out back to the pitcher his second time through. Gallegos, his first pitch to the plate. You're going to square to bunt it. Oh, he pops it up over the top of us here. Bunt effort, foul ball. Straight up in the air and on top of the covered mezzanine and stands here. So the entire bleachers here at Rio Rancho's ballpark is covered. And their concession stand is directly in the middle and behind the mezzanine that's up above all the seats. Coming in as the first baseman, and then he's going to step off and not throw at Gallegos, but he stepped away. So the second baseman playing in tight over there. I mean, if he's going to have to, he's got a long way to run to cover first. If he does bunt it down the first baseline and the first baseman's coming to it, there's going to be nobody there unless the pitcher gets over quickly. We'll see if Porras can do that. He's going to try. Now the second baseman now running hard. Pulls back, swing and a miss as both the third and the first baseman were coming in, and the second baseman took off running before the pitch to get over to first. But he comes up empty, pulled back the bunt, and come up empty. Swung at it. 0-2 now the count to Porras. Guy goes through the plate. Swing, it's a chopper up the middle, and the shortstop's just going to get him at second. Boy, tough play. His foot slipped out from under him. And but he did get the force out at second base. So 6-4 the play on that high chopper. So going from second to third was the runner Pena. So now runners on the corners with 1 out as Porras makes it on the fielder's choice down to first base. And that brings number 12, Nathan Herrera, to the plate. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk. Gallegos to the plate, squares to bunt it, bunts it hard down the first baseline, and the first baseman is just going to tag him, but what a great sacrifice bunt. As the runner comes in to score, the courtesy or pinch runner, Peyton Pena, and Goddard gets another insurance run, up now 7-4. So the runner moves over to second base on the sacrifice bunt. The runner from third comes in and scores. And there are now 2 out, but to the plate, Errol Aguilar, the top of the order, the shortstop. First pitch over his head. I guess it hit him. Or he said it hit the bat. Umpire put his hands up, and as a foul ball, he left the bat up, and it tipped the bat as he ducked under that pitch. So the foul ball, strike 1. Porras down at second. And Goddard coach is going to ask the umpire, what happened there? He's going to get clarification. I mean, that's what he had to call because he called time. The ball got back. So strike 1, foul tip. Goddard has added 2 runs here in the top of the 6th inning. And they still have another one out there on the base path in scoring position at second base. 7-3 the score with 2 outs. Aguilar steps back in. Gallegos comes set, takes a long look at second, now to the plate. Swing, and it's a high fly ball out to short center field. Rivera, with the can of corn, makes the third out, but Goddard does some damage as they now lead 7-3. They get 1 hit, 2 runs. There was 1 ram error, and the Rockets leave one runner on base. 7-3 is our score as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. 1 minute. We'll be back.
In a medical emergency, every second counts. Artesia General Hospital's emergency department is open 24/7, staffed with highly trained professionals ready to provide life-saving care when you need it most. Don't wait. When minutes matter, trust Artesia General Hospital. Quality emergency care close to home. Learn more at artesiageneral.com.
Bob Reed Pest Control protects you and your home by controlling pests that invade. Bob Reed Pest Control understands the importance of safety in and around your home from unwanted pests. Protect your family's most important investment, your home, and protect your children and pets from the dangers of poisonous bugs and insects. Call Bob Reed Pest Control today and let our fully licensed pest control professionals start working for you and your family. Find us fast in names and numbers. Call 623-5344, serving all of Southeast New Mexico.
All right, welcome back here to Goddard Rocket Baseball on KSVPTV.com. We got a couple of changes. We got a new pitcher out on the hill and also have a new first baseman. Over at first base will be number 13. I think that was his number. I'm trying to see if he'll turn around again for me. Actually, yeah, it's number 13, Alan Morales. And pitching for the Goddard Rockets, number 20, Jaden Herrera. So the new pitcher comes in, and I apologize. I failed to look before I made the change on how many pitches that Ortega had thrown, but he pitched a heck of a game. The lefty, the big lefty for the Rockets, gave up 3 hits. Actually, I've got him down with 5 hits. Here's a swing. It's a chopper up the middle, coming across. Aguilar to first base, and that is out. Number 1 on 1 pitch from Herrera. Made it look routine. It's a chopper up the middle, just to the left side of second base. And Aguilar cuts it off on about the 3rd hop, fires it to first, and that is out, number 1. So number 10, Chase Rivera will step in. He is 1 for 1 with a single and a sacrifice bunt. Bats from the left. Here's the pitch. Strike 1 called, fastball. Good pitch there by Herrera, just laced it down the middle. Big right-hander. Swing and a foul ball off the left side, now to play for foul ball, and that is strike number 2. Nathan Herrera out and left, Wakefield and Porras center and right, Brown, Aguilar, Dewar, and Morales third to first. Fuentes catching, and our new pitcher, Jaden Herrera. Here's the pitch, fastball in on his hands. It's going to be a base hit, though. He fought through it. And he gets it out to center field, and a good job by Wakefield. He almost overrun the hop, but he stabbed it, reached back, and got him. So the 1-out single brings the left fielder, number 18, Anthony Knoll, to the plate. He is 0 for 1, struck out swinging in the sacrifice fly RBI out to center field his second time through. Rivera gets a decent lead, though. He got his foot out, the pretty good lead, actually, out on the green of that corner. Here's the pitch. Just missed, I guess, a little outside, maybe a little low. Ball 1 to Knoll. Not quite as big as lead. Now he steps out again. Peek over by Herrera. Now the pitch. Swing. He didn't swing, but he check swing, but it was a strike. Good fastball in the outer third, about knee high, maybe a little above it. 1-1 now the count with 1 out. Bottom of the 6th inning. The Rockets leading the Rams 7-3. He steps off after he peeked over there at Rivera. So Herrera will reset. From the stretch, now he'll come set. And the pitch. Curveball missed outside. Ball 2, 2-1 now. The count. Pretty good breaking curveball there with good velocity. Herrera throwing a little bit harder than his predecessor, Ortega. Takes a peek. Takes a second peek to the plate. Swing and a miss on a great curveball. That one he took something off of. Got him to chase it. It dove down and away from the right-hander. So the count now 2-2 with 1 out. As Noel steps back in, Herrera from the stretch looks over. Now he'll come set. And to the plate, outside, ball 3. So full count to Noel. On deck is Bustillos, and in the hole, Takahashi. As we're in the bottom third of the Rio Rancho batting order. Full count, Rivera gets his lead over at first. Not a big lead. He's about a foot inside where he was. Here's the pitch. It misses down and away, so ball 4. We'll move runners to first and second with 1 out. And the catcher, Fuentes, is going to go out and talk to Herrera. Coming to the plate will be number 16, Braden Bustillos. He's 0 for 2. He flew out to left field, Nathan Herrera, and then he flew out right over on the right side in foul territory. His second time up to the first baseman. Infield fly rule in effect is, I think, what the umpire just stepped out and told his compadre. 1 out. Runners at first and second. Pitch just missed off the plate. Got the ire of some Goddard fans. 1-0 the count. 1 out. Herrera comes set, takes a look back at second base. Now to the plate. Good pitch down the middle. Called. Strike 1. 1-1 now the count. Bustillos will step back in with that 1-1 count. Runners at second and third. 7-3 Goddard. Here's the 1-1. Outside, ball 2. So 2-1 the count to Bustillos. As Herrera steps back on from the stretch. He took a look back at second. He shook off the first pitch from Fuentes. Now he'll come set. Fuentes sets up right in the middle. And the pitch. Curveball. Good breaking curveball. Fouled straight back. He threw it really hard. And it broke across. And a swing and a cut. Foul tips it straight back to the net for strike number 2. 2-2. Now to Bustillos. On deck is Takahashi. Then back to the top of the order, Jackson Roybal, the catcher, is over there in the hole for the Rams. As again, they've just been scratching all the way here since the third inning. Rockets score 5 as Herrera shakes off the first pitch. Now he'll come set. Again, Fuentes setting up right in the middle of the plate. The 2-2. 2 long looks back to second. Now the pitch curveball fouls it straight back at me. But it hits the net for a foul ball. 2-2 the count remains. Catcher Fuentes is going to go out and talk to his pitcher, Herrera. And now he's done talking to him. All right, so Herrera from the stretch took a long look at second base. Now he's set. Looks back again, now to the plate. Strike 3 called, got him. Good fastball. Outer third, strikeout looking is out. Number 2. And we got a new batter coming in. So for Takahashi, it's going to be number 14, Ryan Barreras. Coming in to pinch hit. Umpire steps away and writes it down on his card. And Barreras walked over and talked to the umpire. I don't know what he was telling him, but said something to him as he's still riding down the third baseline, standing there. Now he's finished, so he'll step back behind the plate. So his first time through, Ryan Barreras comes in for Takahashi, the right fielder. We'll see if he stays in on defense in the top of the 7th. As we're in the bottom of the 6th inning, Rockets 7, Rams 3. If you're just now joining us here on KSVPTV.com. Herrera to the plate, right down the pipe. Fastball, strike 1. So Barreras will step back in, 0-1 the count. As Herrera from the stretch. He'll come set. Looks back at second. Looks back again. Now to the plate. Strike two. Big swing. Come up empty. 0-2 now quickly. As the Rockets got two in the top half. Don't want to give any up here in the bottom. Those are two insurance runs. They now lead 7-3. Two runners on base, but 0-2 the count with two outs. Runners at first and second. Herrera, who started this inning, came in relief of Ortega, looking for the save. Just outside, runner takes off running. He is out at third base. Great throw by Fuentes. Good catch and tag over there by Brown. And on the ball, the pitch was outside, but Rivera is caught stealing. Good play. So the Rockets end up, let me score this real quick. The Rockets end up holding them to one hit. There were no runs. There was no errors. And the Rams leave one runner on base as we head into the top of the seventh inning. 7-3, the Rockets with the 4-run lead. We'll be back.
At Richland Motors, it's never been easier to sell or trade your current car, truck, or SUV for a newer model to hit the road in. Even if you don't purchase from Richland, they want to buy your vehicle for top dollar. But if you do buy from Richland, don't forget, they're the home of the powertrain warranty for life. That's a whole lot of confidence for you. See Richland for details. 2nd and Sycamore and 1309 Southeast Main.
When managing a chronic illness, access to the right treatments makes all the difference. Artesia General Hospital's Infusion Center provides IV therapy and biologic treatments, so you don't have to travel far for care. Expert infusion therapy right here in Artesia. Call 575-736-8256 today to learn more.
Welcome back here to Goddard Rocket Baseball, KSVPTV.com. Joby Hodling with you, live from Rio Rancho, New Mexico, as the Goddard Rockets lead here in their first game of the Sal Puentes tournament against the host, Rio Rancho Rams. We're in the top of the seventh inning, and Goddard leading 7-3. Coming to the plate to lead things off is the center fielder, number 6, Porter Wakefield for the Rockets. He's 1 for 3, struck out swinging his first time, then got a single on the right side, and then grounded out to the third baseman his last at bat. So he's looking to get some more insurance runs here for the Rockets as they lead by 4. The pitcher Gallegos for the Rams comes set. He pitches from the stretch regardless. Here's the pitch. Curveball called, strike one. Broke across the middle of the plate. Pretty hard curveball. As Gallegos comes set again, Wakefield back in. Here's the pitch. Low and away, ball one. 1-1 now the count. Anthony Knoll, Chase Rivera, and Micah Takahashi left to right. Adrian Barros, Wyatt Tinker, Braden Bustillos, and Logan Sundstrom from third to first. Jackson Royball catching Alex Gallegos. There's your defense. Oh, and he hits him. Well, I guess he got out of the way of it. I thought it was going to hit him. Breaking ball that didn't quite break. Ball 2, 2-1. Now the count to Wakefield. He kind of turned his hip and pulled in and just missed him. Guy goes set. And the pitch. Swung on, fouled off to the right side. Now to play for Wakefield. Strike 2. All right, he steps back in. 2-2 the count for Wakefield. Guy goes from the stretch. He'll come set. Catcher sets up on the outer third. That's Royball. Pitch. Kind of got him in. Fouled it backwards. So the foul ball keeps the count at 2-2 for Wakefield. On deck, Cameron Brown, and in the hole, Brady Dewar for the Rockets. The pitch. Down and in, but he fouled it off. Good cut there by Wakefield to keep alive. So the count remains 2-2. Again, guy goes from the stretch to the set and looks in the pitch. Swung on, foul back again over our head here to the right. So again, the count remains 2-2. As Gallego steps back up from the stretch, takes a look to his catcher, gets the pitch. Set and a 2-2. Fouled it back again. So another foul ball for Wakefield. Staying alive. Good at bat here for Porter. As Cameron Brown over in the odd deck circle gathered it up, gave it to the umpire, who gave it to the catcher, who gave it to the pitcher. 2-2. Here's the pitch. Curveball, and it got him. Oh, he fouled it again. He got a piece of it. Tried to check his swing, and if his bat caught it, so foul ball. So that is, let's see, the 6th foul ball in a row for Porter Wakefield. He looked at a strike and then got 2 balls, and then now 6 fouls in a row. Guy goes again to the plate, 2-2. This time he got him, but it gets by the catcher, so a drop strike. He throws it down in time. Good job by the catcher, Roy Ball, because I thought Wakefield was probably going to be there, but he got to it, threw a BB down there. And so the drop third strike. 2-3 the play. And that is out number 1. So Cameron Brown will come up. He's 1 for 3. He struck out swinging, singled, and grounded out. That ground out he hit was right down the first base line. It was just a great play by Sundstrom. I mean, at least probably half the time it's base hit. It was a really well hit, hard drive grounder down the first base line, but Sundstrom made a great play over there. All right, here's the first pitch. Down and away, bounces in fact. Ball 1 as Brown picks it up for the catcher back behind him. As it bounced, went off the catcher's glove over to the left. The catcher's left. All right, here's the 1-0. Strike 1 called. Said it got the outside edge. A little bit of a groan from the Rocket side. It was close. And it was called a strike, so that's what it was, a strike. 1-1. 1 out. Asking for it up high. He didn't get it there. He got it right down the middle, called strike 2. So Roy Ball kind of showed his glove in the middle of the plate, but was showing it up high. But Gallegos put it at the knees. Fastball down the middle. Called strike. He's doing it again. He's kind of getting up. Here's the pitch. Swinging and a miss. He got him to chase one. Up. And so that is out. Number 2. That'll bring Brady Dewar to the plate. He's 0 for 3. He did reach on an error. His second at bat, but he struck out looking and reached on an error and then struck out looking. Guy goes set. He's asking for it high again as Roy Ball. Here's the pitch. Curveball, strike 1. Good curveball. Had some velocity on it. Broke kind of pretty good 12-6 break that time. 0-1 the count to Dewar. And the pitch. Another curveball. He pops him up. Left fielder's going to have to make a long run, but the shortstop backs up and calls him off, and that will be out number 3 on the pop fly, shallow left field. The shortstop backs up, waves everybody off, makes the play. So the Goddard Rockets go down in order. No hits, no runs, no errors, and nobody left on base as they head back out to the field with the 4-run lead going into the bottom of the 7th inning. So Rams got to score at least 4 to keep this game going. Rockets, of course, want to give up none. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Viernes 25 de abril, Carta del Center de Roswell, Nuevo México. Trae para ti la agrupación más solicitada por la raza. Secreto, Grupo Secreto.
Este amor secreto que quema fuego lento. Solo quiero que muevas la cintura. Solo quiero que muevas la cabeza.
Con ellos, el origen norteño. El origen norteño.
Sinceramente yo te juro que te amo. Cierro los ojos solamente.
Los consentidos del norte de Ciudad Juárez. Los consentidos del norte.
Un saludazo para toda la gente de Chihuahua. Desde Segunda
Este es el viernes 25 de abril. Preventa especial limitada, solo $40. Puertas abren desde las 8 de la noche. Compra tus boletos de preventa en Encanto del Center, El Churro Bar, La Cospita y en Artesia, Paletería Brenducci. Evento para todas las edades.
All right, so the Rockets and the Rams here in the bottom of the seventh inning. The Rockets trying to get game number one here, and we got a timeout called by Cameron Brown. He came in and talked to the coach for a minute. Now he's going to go back out. He was talking to the pitcher, Herrera, there for a second, and then he came to talk to the coach, but we're all set to go now. So the Rockets leading 7-3, look to get this win and advance to tomorrow on the winner's side. First pitch, high and tight, ball one to Ryan Barreras. Well, wait a minute. It might be Takahaki. There's a swing. It is number 5 back in there. It's going to be out of play to the right side, foul ball. So I'm going to undo that because he's back in. Micah Takahashi was pinch hit for earlier, but he's back in. He stayed in defense, and so he's back in there batting. Well, what's going on here? I didn't know you could do it in the middle of the play. So number 22 coming in with a 1-1 count to pinch hit. So that is Jacob Lucero. He's going to ground it right at the shortstop. Aguilar catches it on the second hop. He'll fire it to first base in plenty of time. And that is out number 1 on the ground out. 6-3 for scoring at home. Just a routine play there Aguilar made. Made it look easy. So we're back to the top of the order. Jackson Roybal, the catcher, will step in. He is 1 for 3. He's flown out to the center fielder. He's flown out to the second baseman, and then he hit it up the middle. His last at bat for his 1 hit. Right down the middle. Pretty good shot out to center field. Going back, and then stopping in front of the warning track is Wakefield, and that is out number 2. So the Rams down to their final out here as the Rockets looking to get it done against the 5A powerhouse. To the plate comes Dean Ellison. He's the number 2 batter, DHing for the Rams this afternoon. He's 1 for 3. He grounded out to the second baseman, his first at bat, singled up the middle, and then line drive to the second baseman. And he looks at ball 1, outside and away. I guess that's the same thing. A ways outside for ball 1. Here's the pitch. Called strike 1, low on the lower end of the strike zone, but called a strike nonetheless. So 1-1 with 2 outs as Herrera working pretty quick. Here's the wind in the pitch. Swing, and that's a line drive out the left, and that will end the ball game as Herrera stutter stepped one way, but then came back and caught it. So the Goddard Rockets get the win. 7-3, the final score. The Rockets scoring went like this. They get none in the first and second, but get 5 in the top of the third, none in the fourth and fifth, 2 more in the sixth, and none in the seventh to get those 7 runs off of 4 hits. They had 1 error, and they leave 3 runners on the base paths. Rio Rancho gets 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, and that's it. They score 3 runs off of 6 hits. Goddard had 2 errors, and the Rams leave 5 runners on base. The winning pitcher is Ortega getting the save. Herrera, and the losing pitcher would have been, well, I can look real quick. In that inning, they go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base do the Rams. And so the final score, like I said, is 7-2. Trying to get the scorebook to come up here for me. So Reifenberger takes the loss. His ERA in this ball game, 8.1. He gave up 3 earned runs. And for the Goddard Rockets, as I'm fumbling through my stuff here, the Goddard Rockets end up getting the win was Carmelo Ortega. His ERA 5.4. He had 3 earned runs, had 2 strikeouts, gave up 5 hits. Herrera came in and got the save. He gave up 1 base on balls, 1 hit, and had a strikeout. So Goddard moves on in the winner's bracket. And tomorrow, let me pull it up here before we sign off. Tomorrow afternoon, the Goddard Rockets will play. I think it's, and I keep losing where I put that darn thing in my pictures. There it is. So the Goddard Rockets will play tomorrow afternoon, taking on Carlsbad. As Carlsbad defeated St. Pius in the game before them, St. Pius will play Rio Rancho tomorrow afternoon at 10, or tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. And tomorrow at 3 p.m., Goddard and Carlsbad. On the top half, Albuquerque Academy fell this morning to La Cueva, so they're waiting. La Cueva is waiting, the Bears awaiting the winner of the Artesia Cleveland game, which we have coming up here next. We're going to be on KSVPTV.com. We're going to be on KSVP Radio, AM 990, FM 93.7. We're going to be on KSVP Facebook and YouTube. That game coming up here probably in about 15 or 20 minutes as they're going to take infield. They're going to work on the mound. It looks like the Bulldogs and the Cleveland Storm coming up next. We're going to go ahead and sign off here, I believe, Jeff. Is that correct? So we're going to sign off. Thanks for tuning in. Joby Hodling with you. Goddard wins 7-3, the final score. We'll see you here in about 15, 20 minutes over there on KSVP Radio, KSVPTV.com, Bulldog site. We'll be back.
So your pecans aren't as big and bountiful as they used to be? Well, what would Jim Gill do?
Hi, this is Ben from Russell Seed Company. Few people knew as much about pecans as Jim Gill. And if he were here today, he'd tell you it was time to fertilize. He'd tell you just what you need and show you how to use it. Then he'd make some joke about your neighbors making fun of your nuts.
So when there's trouble with your pecans, head for Roswell Seed Company and ask them, what would Jim Gill do?
Wakefield Oil Company is a name you can rely on with full service at the pump the way it used to be. You can expect service in just 15 seconds. They offer bulk fuel and oil services and even diesel exhaust fluid. Wakefield Oil Company will deliver to farms, ranches, dairies, the oil fields, and more with dependable service you can count on. So the next time you need service or delivery, go with the name that locals have trusted since 1983. Wakefield Oil Company, 311 South Virginia in Roswell. Let them earn your business.